Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the second chapter, that is tissue. Here the chapter numbers according to the book, so kindly pay attention. Now we'll know about tissue. Starting with the definition: group of cells that are similar in structure and work together to achieve a particular function. This means that the cells that have same structure will combine together to form the tissue, and they will work according to their particular function. Like the cells of nerves, these nerve cells will combine together to form the nervous tissue. The cells of the muscle will combine to form the muscular tissue. The blood cells will combine together to form the blood tissue, so on. Okay, now we'll come to the types of tissue. There are mainly two types of tissue: plant tissue and animal tissue. First we'll start with the plant tissue. So plant tissues are further categorized into mesmatic tissue and permanent tissue. These mesmatic tissues are also called dividing tissues because they keep on dividing. The cells of these tissues keeps on dividing. And this permanent tissues are also known as non-dividing tissue because the cells of permanent tissue, after a stage, they stop dividing. Clear? Now back to the mesmatic tissues. These are divided into three types depending on the region where these mesmatic tissues are found. First one is the apical meristem. The second is lateral meristem. Third is intercalary meristem. Okay, now I'll show you the figure in the book. The apical meristem are found at the apex of the stem and at the tip of the root. Where the root tip you have seen, it is found at the root tip and at the tip of the stem. And the lateral meristem you can see over here, it is found at the lateral part of the stem. Okay, that helps. It's the sideways thickening of the stem. Clear? The intercalary meristem, it is found at the internodal parts of the stem. Like over here, it is the intercalary meristem will be found over here. This is the nodal part where the leaves branch out, or where the branches come out. This is called the nodes. So the intercalary meristem are found at the nodal parts. Clear? Now coming to the permanent tissue. The permanent tissues are formed from the cells of the meristematic tissues. The meristematic tissues divide or differentiate to form the permanent tissue. Okay, now you must want to know what is differentiation. So differentiation is simply means that when the meristematic tissue divide to take a permanent shape, size and a function, means it will take a shape, size and function according to the place where it is found. So that is called differentiation. You will find the definition in the book. When you read page 70, you will find over there. Okay, now the mesmatic tissues are the permanent tissues are divided into two types, that is simple permanent tissue and the complex permanent tissue. Okay, now simple permanent tissue. What are these tissues? These tissues are made up of one type of cells. The tissues that are made up of only one type of cells are known as simple permanent tissue. Yeah? The simple permanent tissue is further divided into three types: the parenchyma, the collenchyma and the sclerenchyma. Clear? Now we'll know the difference between these three. The parenchyma cells, these are living cells. They are living. They have thin cell wall, means the layer of cellulose is very thin. So the cell wall is thin. They are loosely packed. When you see in the figure in the book, you'll see the diagram. It is over there. The cells are, I've shown over here also. These cells are loosely packed. There is intercellular spaces between the cells. Okay. Now, next, it provides support to the plant. Here, what does it do? It provides support to the plant. It also stores food and water. Okay. Now, where is it is found? It is found in the stem and the roots. Clear? So, See, over here it is written is found in the stem and the root, because here we have seen the function. It what does it do? It stores the food and water. Uh, Now further, it is divided. The parenchyma tissues are divided into two types. It's written on the second page. You'll see over there. It is of two types: chlorenchyma and arenchyma. Chlorenchyma are the parenchymatous tissues that contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, it is in the formation of food. Okay, so according to the function you can understand, if it is storing the food means it is preparing the food. So the chlorenchyma cells containing the chlorophyll, okay, it contains the chlorophyll. So the parenchyma cells that contain the chlorophyll are known as chlorenchyma. Second is the arenchyma. Parenchyma, when the parenchyma cells having a large air cavity in them that helps the aquatic plants to float on water are called parenchyma cells. Hope you are clear with that. Now coming to the second one, the collenchyma. The collenchyma are the the cells are living cells. These are irregularly thick cell wall at the corners. Means the cells have irregular thick wall. Means the cellulose is not equally distributed on all the sides. At the corner it is thickened. It is tightly packed. Okay. The parenchyma was loosely packed. This is tightly packed means the cell are close to each other. There will be no intercellular space between them. Okay. Next, it provides flexibility to the plant. You have seen the plants, it is flexible. When you bend a branch, it doesn't breaks, but it only bends sometimes. Okay, without breaking, when the branches are bent, that it doesn't break, that is called flexibility. So chlorenchyma cells provide flexibility to the branches and the leaves also. It also provides extra mechanical support. It gives the mechanical support. And where does it is found? It is found in the leaves, stalks below the epidermis. Clear? And at the branches you can see. These are these are elongated cells. The shape, when you see in the book, it is given in the book at page 71. The cells are elongated. You have seen a cylindrical shape. It is elongated like that. It is of cylindrical shape. Clear? Now, the sclerenchyma cells. The sclerenchyma cells. It is dead cells. The cells of the sclerenchyma are dead. These are long and narrow. Clear? The picture is drawn in the book. It is long and narrow. Means it is tapering at the ends. The cell wall are thickened due to the lignin. It has a very thick cell wall that is thickened due to the lignin. The cells are very tightly packed. There is no intercellular spaces, due to which it provides hardness and stiffness to the plant. The plants are hard and stiff. Clear? Because of the sclerenchyma cells. Clear? Now, it is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. Where it is found? It is found in the stems, around the vascular bundles, in the veins of the leaves, hard coverings of the seed and the nut. Clear? You have seen the veins in the leaves. Okay. You have seen the veins. There are thick lining on the leaves. Okay. That are called the veins. Hard coverings of the seed. You have seen the seeds that had hard covering, and the nuts. Over there the sclerenchyma tissues are found. So it is hard and stiff. Now, hope you are clear with the simple permanent tissue. If not clear, you just have to read the book once. You will be clear with that. Now, we'll come to the complex permanent tissues. The complex permanent tissues, these are made up of more than one type of cells. Clear? The simple permanent was made up of one type of cell. These are made up of more than one type of cells. Clear? Now, these are also called conducting tissues because they help in the conduction of food and water and minerals. You have heard that? Okay. Conducting tissue means that helps in the conduction of food and water and minerals. Yep. On this basis, it is divided into two, xylem and the phloem. Xylems are the tissues that help in the conduction of water and minerals from the root to different parts of the plant. Either it is branch, either it is leaf, all over the plant. It helps in the distribution of water and minerals. And the phloem, it helps in the conduction of food that is prepared in the leaf to different parts of the plant. Okay, at the stem, root, fruit, everywhere it distributes the food. Clear? Now the xylem is divided into further four types, that is the tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Clear? The tracheids and vessels are tubular in structure and it helps in vertical transportation of water and minerals. Clear? That is upward distribution of water and minerals. And this parenchyma cells helps in the distribution of water and minerals in the sideways direction. Clear? It also conducts water and mineral but in the sideways, and the tracheids and the vessels helps in the conduction in the vertical side. Now the fibers, these fibers helps in just supporting the plant. They give extra support to the plant. Now this xylem have thick cell wall. It has a thick cell wall and the cells are dead, means they don't divide. They are dead cells. After a stage they get dead. So they have a thick cell wall that is taken with the cellulose and lignin, and they have dead cells. Here, now the phloem. The phloem is further divided into the sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fiber and phloem parenchyma. They are helping in the conduction of food all over the plant. Okay, the phloem cells are living except the phloem fibers. All these cells are living except the phloem fibers. These are dead cells. That is an exception. These are elongated and perforated cell wall. They have a perforated cell wall. Okay. Now, the function I have told you, they help in the conduction of food to the different parts of the plant. This is, I have discussed with you the plant tissue, its types, their subtypes and the functions of the plant tissue according to the differentiation that you have seen. Now, this is the end of this plant tissue. In the next video, I'll share you the animal tissue. If not clear, you could ask me the questions. Hope it may be clear to you. This is the basic outline I have given you. You just have to read the book once, the whole topic once, and it will be clear to you. Thank you.